We are back at the top of another Savage stream. Thanks everyone for tuning in. It's really appreciated. You guys really humble me every day for showing up like this. Crypto Mikkel and Dan the Dane and everybody else that's in here. I appreciate it. A little bit of news before we get started tonight, because I thought that this was pretty significant. Basically, it looks like banks have a little bit more leniency when it comes to storing crypto for, their customers, and this is pretty significant if you ask me. I mean, it seems to be heading in the right direction as far as adoption and all the things that we all always talk about. But basically, in a public letter dated July 22nd today, Senior Deputy Comptroller and Senior Counsel Jonathan Gold wrote that any national bank can hold onto the unique cryptographic keys for a cryptocurrency wallet, clearing the way for national banks to hold digital assets for their clients. Now, I'm not going to let my bank hold my keys, right? Because that's kind of defeating the purpose. But whenever you are looking at adoption, then this is kind of good. This is a good thing. I've said this a bunch on the stream. A lot of people, will say, not your keys, not your coins, and all that, not your crypto, all that stuff. There are a lot of people that don't want to be their own bank. Okay, and this little regulation here, or this law, or whatever you want to call it, the regulator, it's a regulation. So that's huge, because they are allowing the banks to actually store crypto for their customers. And not only that, but it's fiduciary and non-fiduciary, which means, it's for the person themselves, or a company that is storing crypto for other people could actually use the bank's services to do so. So it's pretty huge. And the OCC, this Office of Comptroller of the Currency, OCC, is currently headed up by Brian Brooks, which is a Coinbase exec, so everybody should have seen this coming, right? He's basically filling in as acting comptroller since the beginning of the summer. Also reaffirms the OCC's position that national banks may provide permissible banking services to any lawful business they choose, including cryptocurrency businesses, so long as they effectively manage the risk and comply with applicable law. So this is really huge. I think it's great. Now, here's the thing though, whether or not banks actually start doing it, because the banks will have to have someone that knows what they're doing, obviously, right, on the cryptocurrency side in order to do this. I know that in the past, I've heard many people talk about how it is really a problem whenever they are trying to use cryptocurrency with their current bank, or we've all experienced the on-ramping issues, KYC and all that stuff. And there's only a few services that you can actually get from fiat, especially from your bank, into crypto, right? So hopefully the banks see what's coming and actually take this and run with it and make it easy for people to get into crypto. I know they won't, but it's just hoping, right? So, all right. So let's get into. I figured I would bring that up because I thought it was pretty cool. It's a good thing for the space. I'll put that link in the description over here. Do that before I forget. All right. Let's see what y'all are chatting about over here. Unknown crypto, that would be Phoenix. But I think I wrote back to you. I'm pretty sure it was you I was writing to. It's not really the miner. I mean, the miner does matter. It's because the way that this works, the way that ETC and ZIL, merge mining works, is you're using the miner to merge to mine Ethereum Classic for some time, and then at some point the pool is going to switch you over to mine ZIL for a little bit, right? And then switch you back over. So it's not really an issue of the miner, it's more an issue of how the pool is handling it, because it's done on the pool side. So I don't know what all you're trying to do there, Unknown Crypto, as far as what OS, what pools. I don't know all that stuff. So I think you said Ethermine, if it's the same thing of what I'm thinking about here. Hey, what's up, Travis Stanberry? All right, so let's get into this tonight. All right, last night we covered. It took a while because I ran into some problems. Last night we covered the new miniZ miner version using Simple Mining OS and NVIDIA GPUs. Tonight we are going to look at this new miner again, but we're going to do it in Hive OS instead of Simple Mining. But let's look at what our profitability was for the basically 23 hours that we were mining. So if you come over here to miner stats, I have my address over here. Public mining address from the pool. Remember, you have to get this from the pool, not from your wallet. And it looks like, yeah, see, it went offline for a little bit because I switched it from Simple Mining to Hive. And it looks like I earned 5 Beam in about 23 hours. You can see the payouts here and all that. I think I want to say, what is the... I think it's 40 Beam per block right now. Is that right? As far as the mining rewards, I think that's right. Yeah, 40 Beam per block. And then if you go to how many people are on this pool, right? Let's find out here. Pool stats. Does it have a number? It's got the top 30 here, and there's 8. So that would make sense. So we hit 1 block, right? 1 block is 40. I'm one of 8 miners on this pool, so I got 5 Beam as my reward. So that makes perfect sense. All right, pretty cool, pretty cool. All right. So we are going to look at, and actually, you know what? I already did it. I already switched over to Beam. I'm already mining Beam. I can tell you that it does seem, because see, one of the things that they were touting here is that they were saying that it improved to, where's this at? Where's my, let me get back to my 1.6 version 4, supposed to improve drastically it says major speed improvements, right? For 1445 BeamHashIII. I can confirm it's probably, for me, it's about 10% is what I'm seeing. About a 10% increase. I believe that this rig was about 100 souls per second before, and now it's about 110. And it seems like this is actually a little bit better than what we were getting in Simple Mining. In Simple Mining, we were getting 105, I think was basically my average, using the same miner. So, I mean, that's a pretty good confirmation that it is a lot better. So if you are mining Beam, it looks like you should probably be using miniZ and the latest version. I mean, if you want to look at the flight sheet here, we can take a look at that. Show you what it looks like. Yeah, here's my settings. And one thing that tripped us up last time whenever we tried this was TLS was off. And whenever you have TLS off on this pool, it actually will not even, it won't start mining or anything, and it'll apparently just hang. It'll just look like it's just not starting. At least that's the symptom we got before. And then once I turned TLS on, it started and there were no problems. So this is what we're doing. That's my overclock settings currently. They're basic, just thrown in there just to get things up and running. What I did notice, I gotta figure this out because there's another upgrade here. See, it's showing 2 GPUs offline, but I know that they're not because there's no way. Okay, so look at the total this up. Okay, so this says 54 hash. Okay, so something's happening between here and these two. It's almost like they're combined, right? Because there's no way that a 1080 is getting 54 sols, okay, to begin with. So it looks like these two GPUs here are being combined into this one, and you can see this here, right? You can see it right here where it's saying basically two GPUs are offline. Now I'm getting like a high load average as well. So I don't know what's going on here, but the hash rate seems okay, right? The sols per second seems all right, 105. That's about what we were getting last night. So this is a little bit weird. Let's go ahead and do, since it's prompting me here, I don't know, maybe there was something. Yep, here you go right here, miniZ 1.6 version 5, fix some issues of previous versions. So we would have to get in there and find out if it fixes this specific problem, and I would imagine it does. So I'm going to go ahead and do an upgrade here, and then we'll see if it fixes that problem. Do you guys see what I'm saying here? It seems like this GPU here has the math combined between these two, and these two are shown as offline, even though they're definitely not. You know, they're pulling normal power. It just looks like a config situation, like how they have the math in here for this thing. So let's see what happens here after we do the upgrade. And then I'll probably have to reboot because it's going to include a new version of the miner. So I'll probably, if this is successful, I'll just go ahead and throw it a reboot. And remember that the flight sheet says to, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. The flight sheet says to use the latest, right? So it is in there already too, 1.6 version 5, so that's good. So once this is, if this upgrade goes okay, then I'll just reboot and see if that fixes everything. So yeah, in 23 hours we hit 1 block on Ace Pool, and if you went to miningpoolstats.stream, it would probably reflect that, I would imagine. Says 12 hours since the last one. So yeah, it was sometime last night. 8 miners. So yeah, that's cool though. And then if you go to what to mine and you look at what you should be getting on this particular rig, it's about 10 per day, right? We did this yesterday. So it's about 10 per day, and we got 5. We would probably get, maybe hopefully hit another block, depending on luck, of course, before, you know, another 12 hours goes by, right? So it would work out. It would work out and be pretty close, it looks like. All right, so the upgrade was successful. Let's go over here and see. Still showing two down. It is getting really great sols per second. I mean, the performance is really good on what's being read correctly here anyway. Let's go ahead and do a reboot here. All right, I'm gonna check the chat while that's rebooting. Yeah, there's some things going on in, isn't it China, where they're worried about that dam busting, and they've evacuated like 30 million people or something like that, and like 360 million or 200, I mean, it was 400 million total It's like 340 million people, or 360, 70 million people are still at risk from this from a possible flood, because the dam is like looking like it's gonna give way here soon. That could be a humongous tragedy, but it's affecting the mining apparently, right? Oh, happy birthday, Dana Dane. I would sing to you, but I'm not a good singer. Shuby, what is up, man? Again? Okay, all right. So, Shuby, we haven't like really firmed it up, all right? So, what day works good for you? That's what I want to know. Because you missed the last one, I don't want you to miss the second one. Alright, so this thing is still showing weird here. Okay, here we go. Alright, now look at that. It cleared it up, it looks like. I did a refresh here. Yep. So check that out. So there was a problem with version 4. 1.6 version 4. Something to do with how it calculated and did all the math here for laying it out. Maybe even, you know, how much... That was really weird that it was basically combining these two GPUs into this one. That was really strange. But anyway, it looks like it's fixed. That part's fixed anyway, so that's cool. And we are using version 1.6, version 5 right here. And everything looks fine on here now. Yeah, Unknown Crypto. I did a video on it, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I looked at it today just to make sure that what I was telling you was true. It's a little long video, so you can just skip to the end. I think it's an hour long. So just skip to whatever part, you know, you can kind of flip through there and figure out where the good stuff is. But I was using, it looks like I was using, I think I was only using Hive. I think, I don't know. All right, so just not the 8th. All right, Shuby, we'll see what we can come up with. I'll let Crypto Mikhail know, and we might have to push it back another week or something. All right, so that's pretty much all I was going to show you tonight. Got one GPU kind of running hot a little bit here. Sometimes that happens whenever this rig first fires up. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm sure I've got the auto fan on, so I think that it'll be fine. Crank that fan up a little bit more here. I'm still working on the Savage Vault. I got some things ordered and everything. I'm just kind of planning out how I'm going to do it with the fan, where I'm going to put the fan, where I'm going to put the controller, you know, because it's got a nice LCD controller. I want it on the outside of the closet. I want it to be outside so I can shut the door and still see it. But the way that the controller is manufactured, there's, you know, the cables go into the bottom of it, so there's not really an easy way they're kind of rigid. So it's not easy I was going to try to like flip them underneath and like tuck them underneath and then run them through the wall. But I don't know if it's going to work because they're rigid. So they're not very flexible. So I don't know if that's going to work or not. But I'll definitely do videos on it. I'm documenting it as I go. So that should be, maybe this weekend I might be able to get some editing done and get it finalized, but I need to get that done. I also need to install the lower air intakes, right? Not intakes, but basically what would that be called? I mean, it is an intake because it's going to be sucking air from the bottom, from the floor level, ground level, in through the vents and up into the attic. That's the whole goal. And hopefully keeping the room cool enough. Right now they're in like 100-degree temperature in the garage, so you know that's what's leading me down this path to get them inside so that they're not running hot all the time. So I got to do this, but I'm working on it anyway, guys. I know I'm just kind of rambling. I will see you guys tomorrow night. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I might fire up the poker here in a minute if y'all want to play a little bit. Unknown Crypto, what OS are you using? I might be able to help you out with that. Dan the Dane, no, I have not. I have not actually done that with Raven. I thought about it, but honestly, I want to keep my Raven kind of liquid. And it's basically a stable coin at this point, a 2-cent stable coin. The thing just has not moved at all. All right, so I'll be over in the poker. Tonight's Wednesday, tomorrow's Thursday. I don't know what we'll cover tomorrow. I know I say that almost every night because, you know, I mean, I work. So sometimes it's hard for me to come up with great content, you know, something to talk about. But yeah, maybe what I'll do is I will look at how to store Raven on a ledger. That's a good video idea. I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys. I will see you over in poker. Stay savage, everybody. See you tomorrow night. Hit this, you know, smash the like and subscribe and all that stuff if you like content like this. Stay savage, everybody.